You said you would never leave me nor forsake me. And when we can repeat, that's all he wants us to know, that we've been with him. You know, we've been with him. And he wants, if we can do that and come back and call him on what he said, hey, God, he ain't gonna get embarrassed. He ain't gonna get upset. You know, he'll be like, oh, okay, you know my word. You know me. You spend that time with me. So now, you know, yes, I'm gonna do what I said because I do love you. And so, with them, like I said, they were frantic, they were fearful. And that key verse, he asked them, why are they? Well, first of all, he told them, y'all just got no faith. He said, you are little faith. You know, think about it. Jesus said, boy, look like I'm acting out the way he probably came up on the field. Y'all supposed to be, and you scared because of the storm. Where's your faith? You say you with me. You knew. You got the power to do a lot of stuff, but let me just go handle it myself. I mean, you know, God instructs us to do things sometimes, and we listen to ourselves more than listening to him. And when we say, he said, go talk to me. If I had a problem and was a misunderstanding, he said, go talk to Teresa. But I know I didn't talk to Teresa. Tell her what, tell him, Teresa what's going on between me and Teresa. He didn't tell me to do that. If he said go talk to Teresa, guess what? When I go talk to Teresa, guess what he's gonna say? She's gonna come back and say, hey, look, this is what I meant by it. Boom, it's all clear. Straight. But we humans, we start going, go to Yvonne, go to David, I'm gonna go to Teresa, I'm gonna go to everybody but who he told me to go to. And then I just blew it up. Instead of just going straight to the source and it's done in 5 minutes or less, peace and everything. Now I cause confusion before I let peace set the. So I talk myself to headache. And that's all he wants us to do. Rely on him, trust in him, and call on him when we need it. That's it. And we're gonna go back to that next lesson where healing touch, where once again, like I said, get back because he ain't got time to fool with you right now. He don't have time to fool with you right now. But Jesus knows that that's that one. We don't want to say God. Two. God knows, well, God and Jesus know it's one. But he knows that it's one. And everybody is important in his eyes. Everybody is important. All of us are important. And I'm going to read that key verse. He said, Jesus turned and saw her. He spoke directly to her while the disciple was telling her he didn't have time, telling him her he didn't have time. But he spoke directly to her and said, take heart, daughter. He said, your faith has healed you. And the woman was healed at that moment. Powerful.
Wow, in a crowd of people, I'm sure people were bumping him, touching him.
Yeah.
But because of her faith, when she touched him, he felt it.
That's it.
He felt the other people touching him and bumping into him because he was in a crowd of people, but because of her faith, he felt it.
It's like that wasn't a regular touch.
Yeah, that wasn't somebody just bumping into him. He felt what she needed.
Yes. And it's like with us. We're gonna put ourselves, we're gonna replace this lady with us. When we vainly, and all of us have done, we'll vainly pray to God for stuff. We pray to him just because we want. And don't get me wrong, he is a God. He said that he would give us also the desires of our heart. So he's gonna give every need, but he loves us enough to give us the desire. But we pray to God sometimes because, I just want it. I'm gonna pray to him for it. But when you pray out of desperation, when you pray out of that need, and it's from him, you know when you feel it yourself. It's like, and y'all know, oftentimes those prayers are not even, ain't nothing wrong about them, nothing drawn out about them. It's just when you can just, in desperation or in your dire need, say, I need you. In whatever situation it is, Lord, I need you. And you done with it. He hears you.
just speak his name.
Yeah, yes. Because sometimes that's all you can do. You know, I shared with y'all about the day I had to pick the hitchhiker up. I felt that man before he got in the truck. And he was crying and praising God in desperation. Right then and there. Not realizing God had with his need to hear from God, his need to consume with God at that time. God heard that because it was like, okay, he ain't praying no record. But he's not praising me just for a show. This man out in the middle of the road, nobody around. Car passed by, I don't know what he said, but he's praising at the top of his lungs. To a point where, like I said, where I got air conditioning running, my truck was loud. I got radio to tell me what his prayer was. And he said, I prayed to God at 140. He said, I don't know why he told me 140. He said, I prayed to God at 140 that if you send me an angel to help me along the way. I mean, when you please send me an angel to help me along the way. He said that was the only prayer, and he opened his eyes, and I was sitting. But God had given me the message 23 minutes prior to 22 minutes prior to picking him up. But when I'm saying it was instantaneous because of the fact that when he said it at 140, I looked at the clock and the clock had just clicked to 140 and it literally just turned to 141. So it was instant. And all we have to do out of desperation, God already has that ram in the bush. Everything that we're going through, it's already made. It's already. You sit there and make them complaints. You talk about it till the prayer don't say, Lord, I need you. We prolong the time. All right? An amazing feat. I will read y'all. He works y'all make us read.
Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and called him. You are little faith. He said, why did you doubt?
Here we go again. It's back. You know? And said, we're going to replace that him with us or with me. A little faith. What he asked? What was that main question? Why didn't you doubt? Why you doubting? You know? Lesson aim.
As a result of experiencing this lesson, you should be able to do these things. Recall the amazing story of the storm at sea, followed by Jesus' appearance walking on the water. Repent of your failure to trust in God when caught up in a crisis. Develop habits of trust that enable you to overcome your doubt about God's care.
That's the lesson. You just taught the lesson.
Amen.
All right. That first outline. What's the title of that first outline?
Disaster comes.
Disaster comes. All right, I'll go ahead and read it. It says, immediately Jesus made the disciples go get into the boat and go on ahead of him to the other side while he dismissed the crowd. Once again, remember he had just been bleeding out from when the lady was healed among the crowd of people. And he was dismissing that crowd. Like, okay, y'all go on. We're good. Because you know when he was in the previous story, while he was doing that, he told them to go ahead and leave. He put them out. He's like, oh, y'all get away from her because I got to deal with her. And y'all, you know, she needs me. She don't need distraction from you. I don't need distraction. Y'all go. Basically, get out. You know. And so that crowd, we can imagine, was still gathering. You know. But it says, after he dismissed them, he went on to the mountainside to pray, by himself to pray. Later that night, he was there alone. And the boat was already a considerable distance from land, buffeted by the waves because the wind was against it. So even though he sent them out, he told the disciples, y'all go get it, you good, I'm good. Because imagine, thinking about the first incident they had, now he's assured them, and they've seen him, and they know, okay, this storm is going to match. So the way we don't have a reason to be frantic, we can do these things because he is in us. So he, assured them, go ahead, go on ahead, because I got business here to handle. So even with the wind against it, like I said, the wave was still there, so they were assured now that he was safe. All right. That second outline. But did anybody have anything they want to say on that first outline? I'm gonna read the insights on this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna read the insights. And we've actually covered this already in essence. But it says believers may often feel alone during times of struggle. In spite of the struggle, however, true believers, here we go, know that the Lord is never far away when we call him. That right there is the main assurance that we need. When we truly have a relationship, now he didn't say we gotta be, these Bible verse quote people all the time. True believers mean I know God. True believer. I mean, it don't mean all the time that I'm gonna be in the four walls of the church all the time. But a true believer means I know God. And whatever circumstance, whatever situation I'm in, I know God. Regardless of what the people around me judge me to say. They always say you can't judge a book by the cover. When you at that point where people want to look at you, people want to do something, they don't know you know. They don't know what type of relationship you have with God. But they say it right here, it says, true believers know that the Lord is never far away when you call. Knowing this does not immediately, nor always, cast the fear out of our lives. Sometimes God allows, that key word is right here, allows fearful times and opportunities to help us grow in faith, in Jesus. As Christians, we desire to face interventions of faith, trusting that God will be with us when our faith falters. That's a good thing to know. And imagine right now, the disciples on the boat now. He's not with us, but faithfully they might say, no, we're at the point of dealing. But we know that he is with us. In challenging situations, the assurance of the Lord's constant presence with us can build our faith and encourage our hearts. That right there, the insight right here was a very good insight to basically sum up how we should be in our relationship with Jesus at all times. Because we might not see him. But guess what? It doesn't mean he's not with us. And that's what we have to be to that point of understanding and knowing that no matter what, again, this situation is, he is with us. No matter where I am. A lot of people want to sit up and say, you can't go to certain places or do certain things. Then, wherever you are, I feel like, I don't care if I go to wherever it is, wherever I go, God is with me. Because I didn't send him there. I'm not waiting on him when I get there. He is me. If we decide that we're going to go to the club, we're going to the week side, wherever we go, and I'm just using that as an example because that's one thing it all gets to the point where we've been there and done that. So that we go back, we decide to go back. You're not going there for the same thing. You just go there. And whether you're not or there, people will sit up and say, man, you ain't got no God there because I saw him down at the ABC stuff. Well, that don't mean I change, think about me, I'm still human. But I don't let stuff consume me. Because in that, if I'm an alcoholic, and I know, so I sit around all day, and he made a good example of letting us know on how he presented it, that no matter what the situation is, God is with us. And if he's with us, we don't have any worry. Hey, nothing's going to stop him. if, Teresa, I always have to go back to you, because I love the way you do things. You did, you said it by yourself, right?
Yeah.
So, if they come back there, because you gonna have some who say, man, she's picking at me, she's too loud. No. If they come to you, I don't care, the CEO, whoever it is, come to you and say, hey, what's going on? You ain't gonna change your story. You can tell them exactly what happened. And let them know, okay, I gave them one. I gave them one. I told them what to do. They chose not to. So that's why they got fired. Well, that's why, whatever happened, happened. But as long as you have that, we have that truth in us, that faith in us, and that being able to stand on whatever we say from the beginning. We don't worry about nothing that nobody says. And oftentimes that's what so many of us get caught up in. Like, God is still with me. All I can do is say whatever we need to say. We do that and we have faith, knowing that whatever we do, it's in Him. And He is in us. So we cover wherever we go. All right, that was some inquiry question. It says, share a time when you doubted God's willingness to deliver you. Circumstances surrounding your doubt. So, if, you prayed about it, Lord, I'm trying to get out of this. I'm trying to get through this, but you just don't seem like I can shake it. Wait for the last inquiry question. He lets us, it's like a child. If every time that child did something, you came to that child rescue, put that child on their head on for the rest of their life. They will never think for themselves. And then when they know that you're going to support them in their wrongdoing, guess what? They're going to keep the wrongdoing. I mean, that is just as simple as it gets, because children are children. But if you go to what the old folks used to tell every part or every child sitting on their own bottom, you start teaching them, oh no, you got to stand for yourself. I ain't going to do this for you. Then they'll learn to stand. And that's what Jesus does a lot of times with us in the situation that we're in. It's like, I'm not going to sit here and get you out of that situation every time you get to something. Because guess what? You're going to do that every time. And if I come to meet you every time, you won't even come to praise me. You won't even praise me. You won't even rely on me, because I'm just going to come and grab you. You won't grow a thick skin. Children of Israel, prime example. They suffered because of their disobedience. But nonetheless, all that suffering that they went through, no harm could come to them. He allowed them to be in that situation. He didn't just put them in there. He allowed them to be in there just for the time. Because guess what it did? It built their resilience and it made them learn to come and praise Him. So, and there's that question. Did you overcome the doubt and the fear? If so, how? If not, what and why did you learn in either case? So, if you're going through a situation and God allows you to stay in it, to be in it, allow is a key word, and you decide you're just going to stay in it anyway, that means you didn't learn anything from it. That means you didn't learn a thing from it. And if you didn't learn that from it, you're destined to repeat it. But if you did have that situation, and you learn from it, and you start saying you changed, like I said, you repented. And when you repent, you turn away from what you did, then you learn something. You grow from it. And that's all He wants us to do. All right, next outline. What's the title? All right.
Shortly before dawn, Jesus went out to him, walking on the lake. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified. He said, "Go," and cried out in fear. But Jesus immediately said to them, Take courage. It is I. Don't be afraid. Lord, it is you. Peter replied, "Tell me to come to you on the water." "Come," he said. Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid and began to sink. He cried out, "Lord, save me."
We covered that here. All right. Now, First of all, here come that fear of me. There's a ghost. You know, he had already sent them a head on, in their boat. And Jesus coming toward them walking on the water. And instead of them having the faith, they said, look at Jesus right there. What did Peter? Exactly. So, and you think about it, what was Peter's big situation? Peter was probably that messenger, like, y'all look at that ghost sign. And y'all know we're around people out there. Look at that ghost out there on the water. And what did that do for everybody else in the boat? Got everybody scared. Yeah. Everybody going.
But you did when you started, like, who's the number?
Oh, really?
You bring anything out.
Yeah, everybody. Like, see, everybody running, everybody wide open. Then you start over, wait. Why are you running?
I should run this thing out.
And that's how we get our blessing, Rob, because we want Jesus the Lord to come one way, and not just come on the boat. But when we walk on the water, then we get scared, like, well, that's what I was expecting, Lord. Help me, I'm trying to get it.
Like, I'm showing y'all, I come in kind of way.
Yeah.
And here's another situation too. We look at it from a different perspective and say, hey, your blessing can come any kind of way. The person that the way you least expect it, your blessing can come. It could be your blessing. But, you're gonna look at it, like you said, they were going to come to boat. Like we are in the middle of the water. And nobody out here but us in our boat. These waves are bad, these water, the wind is against us. So he'll be coming in the boat after a while. They weren't expecting to see him.
That's just like us, we out on the water, somebody said they coming up. We the same way, I look up, I see somebody walking on the water.
Yeah.
What? I'm like, look.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And then everybody.
You be like, taking cover, because you don't know what it
You don't know
is.
what's going on. Yep.
They were looking for a boat. Oh, they came, you can't walk.
Yep.
So imagine how they felt, how they look.
And I was in our physical and our carnal mindset, that's how we think. I mean, that's just a natural response. But as he was saying, and then he was assuring them that he just got to have faith to know that okay, I'm gonna be here in whatever situation you face with. Just know that you're gonna be all right. And with that being said and done, when you look at me from that perspective, who's to say that drunk that everybody talking about is not anointed by God to bless you? Who's to say that homeless person that may look homeless might not have a blessing for you? Who's to say that you're doing what God tells you to do for that person might not bless you in a sense? Who's to say that person that you have been feuding with and an enemy is actually there to bless you? So God, he just showed right here, your blessing can come in the most unexpected way. You weren't looking for that. But that same person that cursed you is now about to abundantly bless you. The same person that talked about you, scorned you, and ridiculed you is now about to lift you up and speak high of you at the time that it's needed.
Yeah. I'm sorry, the person went that way,
So, once again, knowing that, like you said, our natural response, you see a man walking on the water. First thing in your mind, ain't no way that's possible. I mean, y'all.
That's the first thing I'm saying, ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
I can't do that.
Franklin real quick, ain't no way.
but that pivotal point in there is when he told Peter to do what? what happened though? Peter was fine until the wind came.
But I mean, that's just like us in real life. We'll find until somebody else comes and doubt it, then we like,
Yep.
you know, man,
Yep.
do I really believe this? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I mean,
And like I said, he's showing us both sides of it, the spiritual side. All we have to do is spiritually keep our eyes on him. Because when he took his eyes off of him, off from the spiritual belief that it didn't happen, that's when he started to sink. Now when came, that was a distraction. So with us, when we're on a track to do something that God has told us to do, and we're focusing on him, we're fine. But once that distraction
when that
comes,
devil comes,
that's it. And that devil can come just like Jesus did in so many different ways, unexpected ways. The person that you thought was in your corner.
right.
The person that you thought had your back and was your partner was, helping you do this. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, you got my back. But then you found out that was what I'm talking about. You know? So, but this lesson is an amazing lesson. But talking about how, well, it's an amazing lesson on faith. But it's, talking about the things that we can encounter in so many different ways. Unexpected ways. But it's amazingly, we have to, how should I say, learn to expect the unexpected. We learn to expect those things that are unexpected. Learn to expect those things that happen that we didn't see how they could happen. When we learn to do that, we can accept who he is. We can accept him at all times. And that's all he wants us to do. Be able to know that unconditionally, no matter what you see going on, expect me to help you become victorious in whatever you're going through. Know that your little situation that you're in is not the last situation. It's not the first situation. And it's not going to consume you. Just know that. And just know that it's not big, it's not too big for me to handle if you trust me. And that's all he wants us to do. That's all he wants us to do. All right, and that last guideline.
Doubt comes.
Mm-hmm.
And then if Jesus reached out his hand and called him, you a little faith, he said, why did you doubt? And when they climbed into the boat, the wind died down. And then those who were in the boat worshiped him, saying, truly, you are the Son of God.
We brought the mic. I mean, that's once again, a repeat of the other lesson. Except for this time, it wasn't just Jesus in the boat with them. It was Peter who had gotten out of the boat and did the same thing that Jesus was doing, but then at the same time, he actually said that key word again, your little faith. Why are you down? For those of us, okay, starting to be, it's going good. Need a little rocket roll here. Oh, man, I want to do it. Because y'all know we got people around us who know how to do stuff and have experienced those same things and won't tell us about it. They would rather see you fail than tell you how to save it. Don't get it straight.
I mean, you're right. When somebody hurt you, it's hard to give them another chance.
Oh yeah, now that
You try, but then they go and do the same thing to you.
Oh yeah, now that is over. I mean,
but then that makes you think I should be connected like a little bit. You try to give a person another chance. What's the second first time you were
the first, it was dog bite the first time, it was dog bite, the dog ball. About the second time.
One time.
Yeah. Oh, I'm here. I said.
I get them now I do one time.
Yeah. Now, the situation now, you have to kind of say it. If you offer to help somebody, I'm gonna help you this one time. And if you take it for granted, if you take it to a point where you take my kindness to help you for a weakness or way in, then I'm through with you. Because I've given you everything. I'm helping you. And that's only so much time you can reach out.
You got no people that'll come to this one, then let's put them one, then next one. No, now what you last one? You got me?
Yeah.
somebody else.
Yeah, you on rotation.
They came to me.
They came.
They came to me this month.
Oh, okay, you, okay, then they won't come in
So the
here.
plan did next month, and I said, they came back.
Okay, they plan.
They on rotation.
Rotation.
Y'all on rotation.
So we gotta cut that out.
Done.
You, cause, in situations like that, true, we enable.
It ain't.
And that don't give them that time, once again, instead of tough love, it's there, bro. And when you get that point where you gotta build yourself up, it's like you gotta struggle in order to get there. But if you don't struggle to get there, you will never have faith, first of all. You will never stand on your own. And you'll always be at a point where you are looking for somebody else. God wants us to just say, hey, He does have people in place to help, but at the same time, He wants us to trust Him. Because we learn to trust Him wholeheartedly with all the faith. Don't let anything distract us. We got that faith to focus on Him. They said, what you said, He a director, I think, but we got to move our own
You
people.
gotta put it.
Yeah. So, but,
And I'm not talking about watching it play. You got to take a step forward.
oh, I'm walking. I'm
It's
still.
not broke.
You got to move.
I ain't going nowhere.
Forward.
So, yeah, but, good lesson, very good lesson. An amazing feat. No matter what it is, whatever it is that we're facing, God will do amazing things. And in Him, we can do amazing things. But we have to have faith and the ability, the insight, and the desire to work to make that amazing feat happen. So, once again, I want to thank everybody. I want to take time to thank all those who are listening, all those who are watching. And we're going to close out with a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for your grace and mercy. Thank you, Father, for watching over us safely. Thank you for giving us a message through this lesson, Father. We just pray, Father, that whatever we've learned today, we may be able to use it to help benefit others and ourselves. Father, we